Social media users have exploded in anger after an irate commuter demanded a blind former doctor move his guide dog so he could get past him at a tube station. Amit Patel, 37, who suddenly lost his sight 5 years ago, was traveling on an escalator at London Bridge Station on Tuesday when angry passengers asked him to move. The former A&E doctor, forced to give up his job after going blind, was standing on the left-hand side of the stairway with his dog next to him when he was accused of blocking the way. The shocking scene was captured on camera, thanks to a GoPro camera fitted to his guide dog Kirka's collar. Mr. Patel installed it a year ago after becoming fed up with how he was treated by fellow passengers on public transport. In the video, a Transport for London worker can be heard defending Mr. Patel as an off-screen commuter pointedly asks, "Can you all move please?" Mr. Patel described the man as in his late 40s and smartly dressed. He said he was trying to barge his way through the crowds in a hurry. In the footage, the aggrieved commuter can be heard saying, "I want to get past." Mr. Patel politely responded, "I can't do that. She's a guide dog." Before the traveler snapped back, "I know that." The TfL worker assisting Mr. Patel on the tube said, "How do you expect him to move? He needs to hold on to the handrail." A second annoyed commuter, a well-spoken woman, can be heard trying to pressurize Mr. Patel to move. The unidentified woman said, "Just let go of the handrail so I can walk past." Towards the end of the footage, other commuters can be overheard calling the angry passengers inconsiderate. The clip recorded by Mr. Patel was posted to Twitter, along with captions to highlight the regular abuse he faces while traveling on public transport in London. He told Mail Online, last year he was fed up of regularly being ignored by station staff, so he decided to attach a GoPro camera to Kika's back to record the public's behavior. The former A&E doctor was working as a locum at hospitals around London when he started losing his sight 3 years ago. Following 6 cornea transplants in Britain and 2 in America, he was diagnosed with the condition keratoconus, which changes the shape of the cornea, during his final year of medical school by his flatmate who was a student optician. After correcting his vision for around 9 months, each transplant was then rejected by his body. He not only lost his vision but his life as he knew it. His wife Seema reviews the footage at the end of the day and tweets about the pair's travels around the capital. Mr. Patel said people deliberately hit him with their bags. They have loads of space to get past but they seem to think it is fun to barge into a blind person. Kika always sits to my left-hand side so we often block the escalator and people will hit her with bags and umbrellas to get her to move out of the way. The worst part is the tutting and negative comments behind me. People are so rude and arrogant and assume they can do whatever they want. One lady even said I should apologize to the people behind her for holding them up. I asked her if I should apologize for being blind and she said, yes. Sometimes I wonder who is the blind person when there are people glued to their mobile phones. It really scares Kika sometimes. I can feel how upset she gets and when I get upset she senses it and she won't go on the escalators for a few days. Mr. Patel travels by train nearly every day and says he has been ignored by staff when he is in unfamiliar surroundings. He added, sometimes I get a train with my 4-month-old son and I say quite loudly, "Kika, find me a seat," but no one budges. When my wife reviewed a piece of footage once, a lady was sitting on one seat with her shopping on another. Sometimes the only way I get a seat is to scratch Kika behind the ears so she shakes a little. No one likes a wet dog. It makes it so much harder than it needs to be. There are taxi drivers who will see you and won't stop. Sometimes train staff will say they didn't see me when they clearly did. He said, people even walk right up to me then swerve at the last minute and come up to Kika and touch her and distract her while she is walking. Losing my sight is very lonely. If I'm traveling by public transport I'm sometimes like a scared little boy sat in a corner. Kika even saved her owner's life when a car jumped a red light at a crossing. Mr. Patel added, she saw the car, got in front of me and took the hit. The car grazed her nose. It was 3 days before she could work again. Kika, who has been with Mr. Patel since 2014, is one of only 5% of guide dogs trained to take their owner on an escalator. The former University College Hospital doctor said, "I've lost the sight completely in my right eye and my left has nearly gone. People assume that if you lose your sight, that's it. There's no pain, but it's excruciating. My other senses have increased though, my smell, hearing and touch." Mr. Patel now volunteers for RNIB Action for Blind People and Guide Dogs for the Blind to help coach new guide dog users.